Seth here, welcome back to Bachelor MMA, UFC 229, the ending of the Khabib and Conor and the brawl. That was one of the craziest things I've seen inside the MMA cage, inside the UFC cage. And I want to address one thing. I posted my fight reaction, so if you haven't seen it, watch my initial fight reaction. I'm going to put the link in the description box. One thing I want to talk about that I believe no one is talking about right now, or it's getting very little cover, and understandably because of all the chaos that has ensued post-fight, was the referee who, is Herb Dean, longtime veteran, who Dana White has repeatedly said he was the best referee in the business. Was he intentionally allowing Conor McGregor to cheat, or was he being too soft on Conor McGregor? Because Conor McGregor did cheat throughout this fight, guys, and that has received basically no coverage. And Conor McGregor was warned repeatedly for different things throughout this fight. He was warned for kneeing Khabib to the side of the head. He was warned for interlocking his toes against the fence, which is illegal. He was warned for grabbing the gloves. He was warned for grabbing the fence. Like, how many warnings can you get before you actually do something? I understand that Khabib is winning the fight. He's absolutely working Conor McGregor. But that doesn't mean that Conor McGregor can still do these things. These moves are illegal. It's kind of like in basketball when LeBron James, he was upset at a referee. Like, listen, I don't care if we're winning by 30 or if we're losing by 30 points. If it's a foul, you need to call it. I don't care if the other guy's 6'1" and I'm 6'8". If he blatantly fouled me, you need to call that foul regardless of what the score is, because all the great players play to a standard. And both Conor McGregor and Khabib are two of the best fighters in the history of the UFC, and they are fighting to a standard. And unfortunately, Conor McGregor is, and I get it, he's in the fight of his life right now. He's trying to do everything he can to win, but the referee still has to enforce the rule. It doesn't matter if Conor McGregor is losing the fight. He is still cheating. In the second round, Khabib is in side control, and you see Conor McGregor straight up throw a knee right to his face. That's a blatant illegal move right there, and that could have been a point off. I think Herb Dean did a good job of not breaking up the fight because Khabib had the momentum. If he stood him up just to deduct a point and put him back in the same position, I think that would have killed Khabib's momentum possibly. So he did the right thing by giving him a warning. But then you see Conor McGregor interlocking his toes against the fence, and you see Herb Dean trying to snatch it away, and he does. But then moments later, he does the same thing again. Like, literally seconds later, he interlocks his toes against the fence again. And you see Herb Dean, he doesn't do anything.
Can't interlock the toes in the fence. McGregor got away with that one, still doing it. Herb Dean should be warning him there.
He has it interlocked for like a good 10 seconds. He doesn't do anything. He just kind of lets it go on. Like, dude, you can't do that, man. You got warned. You got to tell him, listen, Conor, you do that again, I'm going to take a point off. But he just lets him get away with it. And then later, I think there was a third round, same thing. He was grabbing the shorts. He was grabbing the gloves.
McGregor has held the glove.
At one point in the fourth round, before he got choked out, or before he tapped to a neck crank, when Khabib dragged him to the ground, Conor grabbed the fence. But at that time, he's been warned multiple times on multiple different fouls. So you have to take off a point. I don't care if he's losing the round. It doesn't matter what the score is. You could be losing every single round 10-8 or 10-7. You need to call the fouls after you get warned a few times, like twice. There needs to be some action. There needs to be a point deduction, right? Conor was warned, I would say, at least 4 different things. Grabbing the shorts, illegal. Grabbing the gloves, illegal. Knee to the head on a down opponent, illegal. And then interlocking his toes, or grabbing the fence with his toes, which is also illegal as well. So 4 different fouls, and he was warned multiple times, and there was no action. So hopefully in the future we don't see stuff like this, right? If it's a foul, the referee needs to do a better job of enforcing the rule, and not what Herb did in that second round. He just literally watched Conor McGregor interlock his toes in the fence, against the fence, for like good 10 seconds. He was just standing there. I mean, I don't know what that was about, but Herb needs to do a better job.